Good morning. Today in class we're going to be doing a little comparing and contrasting. And so I thought it would be useful to kind of go over how to compare and contrast a little bit. So when you're comparing and contrasting, usually you're getting two things that have something in common, but they're not exactly the same. And so what you have to do is you have to look for the similarities, which is the comparing. What do they have that's the same? And then you're going to look for the differences, which is the contrasting. What is it that's different? So compare and contrast. What is the same? Okay, similarities, we're going to compare them. And what is different, we're going to contrast them. So the example I'm going to use today is with these two houses. So here's what kind of usually happens is that the similarities are the bigger things, okay, or the big ideas. Okay, so those are kind of like our similarities. So that's what we want to be thinking about. So similarities are the bigger things or the big ideas. So when I'm looking at these two houses, if I'm looking for similarities, I'm going to say number one, they're both houses. Okay, that's kind of obvious. They both have front yards. Okay, what else do they both have? I'm assuming that they're both made out of wood because it looks like they're, even though this one has a stone facade, usually the houses inside are made out of wood. So I'm going to make that assumption. All right. What else is similar? Oh, they both have trees in their yard. Okay. They both have windows. So the similarities are what are the things they share. They don't have to be exactly the same. They just need to be the same type of thing. So when I'm looking here and I'm looking here, oh, this is a set of three windows and this is a set of three windows. But if I look down here, these windows are not the same as these windows, okay? So the fact that they both have windows is a similarity. The type of windows they have is a difference, okay? They both have a yard, but how that yard looks is a difference. They both have trees, but how many trees they have might be a difference. So the bigger things are the similarities. Like if I look here, like I can't tell, that can't be a chimney because it's above a garage, but it almost looks like one. And they have something similar over here, but they have a couple of them. So I have a few similarities. Oh, there's a front door. Okay, this one has a front door. They might look different, but they're both doors. So once I figure out the things that they have in common, then I'm going to look for the differences. And the differences are in the details, okay? So that's something that I want you to remember. When you're comparing and contrasting, okay, the differences are in the details, okay? So when we look a little bit closer, they both have doors, but maybe we'll look a bit closer about what doors. We'll look at what one has and what doesn't, but then we'll also look at the differences between the things that they both have. So yes, there's a yard, but this yard here has lots of shrubs and bushes in it. Oh, this one has some shrubs and bushes too, but not as many. So let's look at the doors. This is a glass door. This appears to be a wooden door, okay? Now, this appears like it might have three floors. I have a set of windows here, a set of windows here, and a set of windows here. Whereas this house looks like it only has two floors, and that upper floor appears to be kind of small. All right, this has a carport, kind of like a garage type thing, and I don't see anything like that in this house. If it is in this house, it's probably built in and I can't tell. Okay, this house has a lot of peaks. Okay, these pointed things here. This one does not, okay? So this one has a driveway that leads right up next to the house. This one, it goes around the front of the house. So that just kind of gives you an idea. Now we're going to look at something a little bit more closely to what we're going to do in class. You're going to be asked to compare maps, okay? Two maps of North America. One map shows what is like a 1754 and the other map shows 1763. Examine both maps carefully. What is the same and what has changed from 1754 to 1763? What is on one map but not on the other? What is still the same, okay? And then there's kind of a little thing here where I've told you, do not tell me something like there is purple on one map and not on the other. I'm not concerned about colors or, you know, one looks bigger, one looks smaller. I'm looking at the actual information you're being given on the map, okay? So if we kind of take a peek here, here's your first map, American colonies in 1754, and here's your second map in 1763. So in this case, the similarities are going to be kind of like the bigger things, all right? I want you to be paying careful attention to the map keys, because that's really where you're going to get your information, because you're going to see all these colors on here, and I don't want you to tell me one map has orange and one map doesn't. I want to know, what does the orange mean? Okay, so in this case the orange means British. Okay, so that means that the British own this land in orange. Okay, so then I'm going to go back to this map in 1763 and see, yes, there is orange on this map. So if I were to compare them, I would say the British own land on both maps. But then I might notice that, but this looks a little different. So if I look at this one, wait a minute, there's orange here, orange here. Where the orange is a little bit different on both maps. Okay, and then look, I say, wait, there's some purple here in between the orange that wasn't on the other map. So I look and I see, what is that purple? Okay, and is that purple there? And if not, has it moved? Where has it gone? That kind of a thing. So when you are looking at your maps and you're comparing them, I want you to be thinking about, oh, look, there's stripes on this and not stripes on the other. That's not what I want to know. I want to know what it is. Okay, is it on both maps? Has it moved? Is it in the same place? Has it gotten bigger? Has it gotten smaller? So you're going to examine these carefully and look for all the similarities and differences that you can.